Hello and welcome to Bible Study with Alice, and today we're on day 74, Psalm 74 of our daily psalm reading. We're reading from the ESV translation, but you're more than welcome to join us from a different translation. As you can see, we are on Psalm 74. These videos are filmed in real time. Today's date is the 16th of January 25, and it's a Thursday. Just to make you aware, I've had a great start to the morning. My camera decided to fall over and decided it wasn't going to film properly and what have you. Now, my videos are unedited and all that sort of stuff, as you know, but I don't really want my camera falling over and then cutting out halfway up in the middle of talking and what have you. So I decided to start again, and yeah, we're just going to start again, but the day and the date had already been written in. So you can find the previous 73 Psalms in the playlist below. And there is a disclaimer, as usual, the videos are unedited and also I'll probably stumble my wording. Let's get started. And we just hope it doesn't do anything weird. Arise, O God, defend your cause. Immaculate of Asper, O God, why do you cast us off forever? Why does your anger smoke against the sheep of your pasture? Remember your congregation, which you have purchased of old, which you have redeemed to be the tribe of your heritage. Remember Mount Zion, where you have dwelt. Direct your steps to the perpetual ruins. The enemy has destroyed everything in the sanctuary. Your foes have roared in the midst of your meeting place. They set up their own sign for signs. They were like those who swing axes in the forest of trees, and they all carved wood. They broke down with hatchets and hammers. They set your sanctuary on fire. They profaned the dwelling place of your name, bringing it down to the ground. They said to themselves, we will utterly subdue them. They burned all the meeting places of God in their land. We do not see our signs. There is no longer any prophet, and there is none among us who knows how long. How long, O God, is the foe to scoff? Verse 10. How long, O God, is the foe to scoff? Is the enemy to revile your name forever? Why do you hold back your right hand? Take it from the fold of your garment and destroy them. Yet God, my King, is from of old, working salvation in the midst of the earth. You divided the sea by your might. You broken the head of the sea monsters on the water. You crushed the head of Leviathan. You gave him as food for the creatures of the wilderness. You split open springs and brooks. You dried up every flowing streams. Yours is the day, yours also the night. You have established the heavenly light and the sun. You have fixed all the boundaries of the earth. You have made summer and winter. Remember this, O Lord, how the enemy scoffs, and foolish people revile your name. Do not deliver the souls of your dove Alice. 19. Do not deliver the souls of your dove to the wild beast. Do not forget the life of your poor forever. Have regard for the covenant, for the dark places of the land are full of the inhabitants of violence. Let not downtrodden turn back in shame. Let the poor and needy praise your name. Arise, O God, defend your cause. Remember how long the foolish scoffs at you all the day. Do not forget the clamour of your foes, the uproar of those who rise against you, which goes up continually. So that is Psalm 74 complete. tomorrow we will be doing Psalm 75, which is then halfway in the book of Psalms. So this is the first half of the video complete. The second half now is where we talk about the psalm and the time period and all that stuff. So if you are new, I will now explain to you this next bit. But obviously if you have been a returning viewer, you know where I'm going with this. So with the book of Psalms, I'm trying to think here, sorry. So with the book of Psalms, it is written obviously over a vast period of time. And there are a lot of Psalms in the book of Psalms where there are Psalms where the time period is unknown. And that is due to the fact that of, one, the poetic language can make it harder for scholars and historians to know exactly when that psalm is written. There are psalms where they do know the time period that it was written in, and also with the ones that are unknown, some of the psalms have a event linked to it. So it could be something like a war going on in Israel, or it could be an issue happening within a king, like say for example King David's life. It could be an issue with his son, or it could be before he became king. So even though they have those events, they might not know exactly the time period it was written in, but they know that a psalm would have been written during that event that would have taken place. There are a few psalms, not many, where they don't have a link at all to any event. They just don't know when it was written. It was just written, and there's no event link to it. It's just a psalm that's been written. So this is the post-it note for Psalm 74. I'll make it a bit bigger. So this was written after the Babylonians destroyed the temple. It was written in 584 BC. It's a lament. It expresses grief over the temple's destruction, obviously in Jerusalem, and the psalmist pleads to God for help. The key themes are despair, prayer, and confidence. So obviously they're going to be a bit unhappy at the fact that the temple got destroyed, so they're going to be in quite a despair feeling. They're going to be feeling really unhappy that their temple's been destroyed, and obviously they want to pray for, feel confident that they can get through that destructive time in their life. And obviously that then links into the confidence. So obviously they're going to feel really unhappy, which rightfully so. And they're going to pray to God to help them to feel more confident in themselves that it's going to be okay, even though the Babylonians have basically destroyed their temple. But they just want that comfort in their life. So as I mentioned, it's an individual lament. So I'll go back quite a few pages to the start. And as you can see here, I'll go back out a bit so you can see it all. When I wrote it, when I wrote this out, I had actually missed off 74, but 74 I had wrote in previously, but yeah, I had wrote it in. And so all these here are the psalms that are individual laments. As I go along, I'm probably going to realise I've missed a couple off, but I definitely have missed off 74 and I've added it in. And obviously up here it talks about what a lament is. So a lament is a type of prayer song that is a cry for God to act in the midst of pain and grief. And as I mentioned, when I was talking about this bit here, about the the key themes at the bottom, that is kind of how that then would be at the top. So obviously, they're going to feel quite unhappy with what's going on. They're going to feel really, feel like everything's just not going right. So they want to obviously help. So here is where it talks about, the bottom bit is how a lament works out. So obviously the above, which is the numbers, are the individual lament, and a lament is a personal feeling. They're the most common type of psalm, and which they are. You will find there's more individual laments than anything else. An individual lament often begins with an invocation to God, followed by the lament and a request for help, and then it ends with an expression of trust in God. So they're going to obviously invite God in, because you have to invite God into your prayers for him to be able to answer your prayer, because we can just do a prayer and not even invite God in, and he ain't going to answer them, because he's not knowing if you're wanting his help. God wants us to ask him for help. He's not going to come along and help us because he believes that we will want the help. It kind of goes on with that fact of having agency. So we have an agency of free will, and if we don't want anything to do with God, then we don't, which obviously people do. But God will want us to open up and ask him for help, come to him and ask him for help. So we always have to start with that invocation of inviting him in. Then obviously, then we follow that then by the request, then we follow that by the lament. So obviously in Psalm 74's case, if they wanted God to help them with their pain and despair of their temple being destroyed, and then it requests help. So obviously you want help from God to, he ain't obviously going to obviously answer straight away. Sometimes though, I can't say that, sometimes though he does answer your prayer straight away, but you obviously got to ask him what you want help with, is more the case. And then it ends with an expression of trust that God will then act on your request for help, and he will help you, and he will help you to feel comfortable within yourself, and that you're going to feel a bit more content within yourself. That's kind of basically how that would go. So back to 74. So as I said at the start of the video, my camera decided it wasn't going to do what I wanted it to do. So I had written the day, which is 74, the date, the 16th of January 25 in, and obviously, as I said, I had to re-record the whole video. So that is Psalm 74 complete. Normally I do write it in at the end, and that is for me to help me to feel accountable that I am doing my Bible studies, and it also helps me to see how far I've come on my journey. And also, if you're doing this in real time with me, it will also help you to feel accountable too. Tomorrow, as I said, we will be doing Psalm 75, which will then be halfway through the book of Psalms, as there's 150 Psalms. It's a lot, but we'll get there. I mean, we've got to 74. We've just finished Psalm 74, so we've done really well at doing this. So there's no harm in continuing on till we complete the book of Psalms and then do other Bible study together. So yeah, we'll get there. And that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching my video. Please like my content, please subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate that, and please turn on the notification bell so you can get updates of when videos get uploaded to the channel. Thank you and goodbye.